Hello world, how's it going? It's James. It's week 10 already, so that means that there's 2 weeks or 14 days left until I can actually begin to treat my hair as normal and I'll be able to actually shave it all over. Whether I'm actually gonna shave it really short or not is another question, but I thought I would bring today's episode outside again just so that you can get a really good look at the progress. I think there has been some progression, so if we just dive straight in and I'll give you a look at the front site and then at the donor site, then you'll be able to see for yourselves. So there's the side that I said wasn't doing as well as the other side. And there's definitely been some progression on both of those sides. The middle continues to thicken up, but I think that there's definitely been a real growth spurt, and I don't think the camera can pick it up as well, but on this side there's been lots and lots of new little hairs growing, and the middle is also progressing quite nicely and thickening up, but like I say every week, that was never really of a concern to me. It's these side parts here. I think over the next couple of weeks these are really going to kick off now because my hair is itchy, like I can feel it, and I've been brushing very gently with a beard brush just to try and like alleviate some of that, but there's been lots of flakes again, so the skin is kind of coming off. But I do think that like any time I brush, it just really relieves some of that itching. So yeah, I'm hoping that that's going to kind of progress quite nicely now. I'm going to have to hurry things up because it's going to start raining. It already is raining. So one of the other things I wanted to point out to you guys is that I feel like I've got like a kind of smiley face on my donor area. And I feel like maybe this is a patch where it was over harvested. I'm not sure. Any input or thoughts from you guys would be much appreciated. But I do feel like I've got like a smiley face. Not a smiley face, but the smile itself. Like I feel like I have a smile from a smiley face at the base of my donor area, and I just think that looks as though it's been over harvested slightly. Like I hope you guys can see that. So yeah, let me know what you think about that. It was just something that I noticed from the last video, and I've kind of been skimming over the back and not really giving it as much of a detailed look, but I thought maybe it's worth mentioning and just see what you guys think. So I had loads of questions this week, so we'll just crack on with question time now. So Edwina's had a question. Did you have to take your hat off at passport control? No, actually, which was kind of bizarre because I thought they were going to make me take it off, but they didn't. So yeah, crazy. Freddie asked me if it's okay to wear a hat all the time, so he's saying like 8 hours plus because that's what he's currently doing at the moment and taking it off for breaks. He just worries about progress on the growth because of the length of time that he's wearing his cap. I actually wear my cap probably a lot less, so I probably really only wear my cap for around 2 or 3 hours a day, and I don't wear it in work, I don't wear it when I'm home, I don't wear it when I go to my friend's house like after we've gone out as well, so I do try and take my hat off as much as possible. But again, I don't think there's going to be any kind of detriment to your hair, unless of course it's like a beanie hat and it's touching the site a lot, because the beanie hats can like tear at the hairs that are growing through. One of the other things as well is that I read a scientific paper. I'll have to put the link in the description below. But there's actually a scientific paper that says that sunlight that sunlight can actually stimulate follicle growth as well. So Freddie, you should be going out in the sun, maybe not too much, and always use sunblock, but you should probably be going out into the sun just to help stimulate that follicle growth. So as and when you can, if you find a moment, go out in the garden and enjoy the sunshine, although it's not one of those days today. You also ask an important question as well, because you ask when I started to drink and smoke after my transplant. Now, I spent a good 8 weeks not drinking before my transplant, and I also spent maybe 2 or 3 weeks not drinking after my transplant. But then I went back to normal. I don't drink during the week. I do go out on the weekends, and I'll have at least one blowout, so I will drink, and I couldn't tell you how many units I drink. It's probably more than 10 beers that I can sink in a night out, so I do drink, but it's only really once a week. and when I drink, I smoke. So I'll probably say I get through like a pack of cigarettes, like a pack of 20 maybe, when I go out, but I don't smoke during the week, and I don't drink during the week either. So again, with my progress and what's been going on so far, I don't think it's had any detriment to me. But you can see there's other people on the on this channel that actually don't drink and don't smoke, and they've reported that they don't have any redness and that they actually had no swelling either. So I mean, there could be something to it. It could just be a coincidence that those two factors play into this person's story. But again, they could be related. So if you can avoid it, then I would probably say avoid it. Especially being as though smoking has been related to hair loss. There are trends that they see with smokers and hair loss. So it's up to you, man. But I mean, if you want the results that you've paid for, then maybe you should lay off the drinking and the cigarettes as long as you can. But I'm no angel, so I'm not going to tell you what you should or shouldn't do. The Chief has left a really good question, like if there was anything that I would do differently, what is it that I would do? And he said that this would be in terms of maybe research, communication, travel, immediate post-operation care. And I had to think about this one really long and hard because I think everything's just gone so smoothly for me. But I think if there was one thing that I would be willing to maybe change, I think it would probably be to leave those scabs on a little bit longer. I'm not necessarily saying that the reason why this area isn't growing as much is because, you know, I was rough or anything, but I just feel like I was so desperate to get the scabs off that maybe I contributed to more shedding than was necessary. But I was just so eager to get rid of the scabs. I know they told me to get rid of them, but I just feel like in some way, maybe if I was just a little bit more patient with it, then maybe there might have been a little bit more retention of that hair rather than when I saw all of those hairs in the scab material. I think if I was just a little bit more patient, then maybe I wouldn't have had to go through such a severe shedding phase. Although it wasn't too severe, so that's okay. Darren has been asking about PRP treatment. I did have a PRP treatment when I had the surgery conducted, and I know that part of the package was that they would provide me with another PRP treatment, but given that I'd probably have to pay about £200 for the flight back to Turkey, I feel like probably there's a better price here. I did say to Darren that I'd have a look at PRP treatments around. I've just not managed to get round to doing this, but I feel that maybe now I'm coming to the 3-month mark post-surgery, it's probably a good point at which I should look to find a PRP treatment. So Darren, I haven't got the answer for you this week. I know I said I would do that, but I'll take a look as and when I can. I'm just about to get my first house, which is like a huge moment for me, but it's taken up a lot of my time, and so I'm not able to kind of dedicate as much time to this channel as I would like to at the moment. So you just have to sit tight, and I'll definitely answer your question with a little bit more detail next time. I can't seem to find the comment, but I definitely know that somebody asked the question, what oils am I using at the moment? And I was originally using the Dr. Bowie oil that he provided to me when I completed a feedback questionnaire. I was also using the Dr. Bowie shampoo, but as they've now pretty much run out, I've actually started using Moroccan argan oil on the front of my hair here, because again it's been really itchy this week, so I've just been layering oil on it just to moisten the skin and kind of stop that itch. But it's also meant to be really good for growing hair as well, so I've decided to use Moroccan argan oil. It's only cheap. I think it was from Poundland, so obviously a pound. And then I'm also going to start using a new shampoo, which I'll probably do a video on in the future, because I think they're important aftercare products that should be reviewed and looked at in a little bit more detail. But the oil is definitely something that has now run out, so I am using the Moroccan argan oil. I'm also using moisturiser after the shower. So I have a moisturiser, I think this is from Aldi, so I think it's about £1.70. It has aloe vera in it, and I was recommended aloe vera to kind of help with the healing of the skin. And I do think that since I've been using this moisturiser with the aloe vera in, the redness has really started to go away. So if anybody has experienced like quite severe redness, like I know that somebody else did, due to the anaesthetic, then maybe you should look to find a moisturiser that contains aloe vera, or even just to find an aloe vera, pure aloe vera gel that you can find. It might help with the redness, and it might also aid with the healing. But in terms of curing that itch, then the Moroccan argan oil has done real wonders for me, along with a very, very soft brush, like a beard brush. I think that was pretty much everybody's questions this week. There was loads of questions came through, so I'm really sorry if I've not managed to get round to anyone. I will double check once I've finished this video, and if I haven't answered your question, then I'll definitely answer it in the next one. With that said, if anybody does have any further questions, then please post them through to me on this video. I will answer them in the next video, which is going to be the week 11 update, and will be 1 week closer to me actually being able to treat my whole head normally again, which is something that I really can't wait for. For now, before it absolutely chucks it down on me, I'll see you all in week 11, and that's it from me. Bye bye.